Segment Shtaim, Nikud Shtaim, Nikud Beit. Hashalom LeYonah. Hashalom LeYonah. Take a moment to turn to the Jonah episode for this module, 2.2, and read it over. And then based on the information you find there, respond to the question, Hashalom LeYonah. Be prepared to respond to that same question, Hashalom LeYonah, when you come to class. Segment Shtaim, Nikud Shtaim, Nikud Gimel. Hayatzecha Eitzah. When learning any language, learning its vocabulary is a fundamental skill. This holds true whether you're learning it in order to converse, or, as in our case, learning it ultimately in order to read it. What fundamentally distinguishes good readers of a foreign language from average or inferior readers has largely to do with their grasp of vocabulary. This doesn't mean grammar is unimportant, but experts tell us it's their grasp of vocabulary that really turns the tide. Consequently, a wise student will think about strategies for this task of memorizing vocabulary. Here are several that are worth considering. Learn it early and review it often. Carry vocabulary cards with you to use in spare moments. Say the word that you're focusing on aloud. Take time to visualize that word. If it's a noun, picture that word in some vivid setting. If it's a verb, picture that action taking place, climbing or running or swimming. Put your own self into motion, imitating whatever you're talking about, particularly if it's a verb. Associate that verb with other Hebrew words you may have learned to this point. We're not talking here about simply linking synonyms, but actually creating a meaningful expression. Get together with a friend and study, or contact a friend by phone or by Skype. Set an appointment to study together. Many find this a tremendous asset. One student commented that her technique for learning nouns of objects that were around her apartment was to write these nouns in Hebrew and attach them to a chair or to a table, whatever is the object that she was learning, and consequently she was surrounded by visual reminders of the Hebrew words. For some words it can be effective to take the time to associate the Hebrew word with something related to it in the sounds of your own language. And the connection may be very bizarre and completely illogical, but if you can remember it, if it's not too complicated a link, this can be helpful in helping you remember what the Hebrew word is. In the final analysis, memorizing vocabulary is simply hard work. Perhaps for some, the first step will be to acknowledge that, to come to terms with that fact. Having said that, some of the above techniques may make you a more efficient learner of vocabulary and consequently help you take strides in becoming an effective reader of the Hebrew Bible.